the bodies that's in there, they can't get to them, you know, because of, you know, explosive devices. And to be honest with you, I really, I mean, it's like a dream. I mean, you know, we're trying to wake up. I mean, you know, I wish I could wake up. I mean, things are not looking good at all, you know, for no one.
I'm sorry, do you have a son, daughter in there?
Yeah, I have a son that's, we don't know where he is.
What's his name?
It's Isaiah Shows.
Common spelling of Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah, yes,
What year is he?
He's getting ready to graduate. He's getting ready to graduate. And it's not looking good at all, so. I just wish everybody would pray for the family, you know.
Have you heard the reports that they targeted minorities?
Well, I have. That's what I heard. And, you know, and I heard that, you know, through it's not per se, they said that it's Hitler's birthday and everybody better watch out. And then, you know, this happened, so I don't know. And I mean, you know, it's not looking good for me at all because my son is very tight-knitted with the family. And if he could call, he would call.
Do you have a picture of him?
No, I don't. Not at all. No, I don't.
Would you please spell Isaiah for me?
It's Isaiah. Yep.
And that is Michael Scholes again telling us about his son Isaiah, who was a senior at Columbine High School. He says that he's not on any of the hospital lists. He said the next thing they're going to do now is they're not going to wait around tonight for any more information. They're going to go home and wait there. And they're planning on calling all of Isaiah's friends, any of his acquaintances that they can think of, just hoping that maybe he got in touch with them and hoping that the news is not what they think it is.
Oh, that is so heartbreaking to listen to that, Father Pat. And it reminds me of something that was on the wire earlier of a young girl, a student at Columbine, telling what she had seen, that a student was shot simply because he was black. And so...
Yeah, it's obviously a very difficult situation, and again, for this family, it's a matter of not knowing, but fearing the worst. They are hoping for the best, but they may indeed actually be expecting the worst.
All right, thank you very much, Pat Woodard. Father of Isaiah Shows, most certainly hoping for a call from his son at the 11th hour, but as he said, things are not looking very good for him. Isaiah, as he said, getting ready to graduate this year. He was a senior. Unfortunately, in the next couple of days, we will have to be bringing you more stories of this like. So many young people, their lives cut short.
Let's go back out now to Mitch.
Yeah, Bertha and Shauna, I just heard a story of a family whose daughter goes to school here, one of the 2,000 that go to Columbine High School, and their daughter went to lunch today and went off campus. And that's the only reason she wasn't here during this whole thing. And there are going to be so many stories like that in the days to come of people were either the right place or the wrong place when something like this you know, senseless act of violence, it just keeps, you keep asking yourself why, and you know, and what could possibly have been the purpose behind anything even remotely like this. It's unbelievable. I know right now the police are still working behind us here a couple blocks away. As we mentioned, the SWAT teams are moving through the school. If you're just getting home and just joining us, one of the things that they've been having to cope with today is the fact that the two suspects, the two gunmen, whose bodies are inside, apparently self-inflicted gunshot wounds, they had left some booby traps, explosives, in and around the school, and either on themselves or near their bodies where they were found inside the school. And that is keeping the investigators from actually getting inside and doing their job and piecing this together. There you see the suspects, Eric Harris and Dylan Keebold. That is keeping the investigators from getting inside and beginning their work. The SWAT teams are still having to move through this rather large campus and try to clear the area and make sure there are no other booby traps. A couple of them, we understand from police, may have even had timers on them, so they would have gone off at or near the same time. That's what it would explain some of the explosions that the students said they heard today. At first, police thought, well, maybe that was just gunshots echoing in the tiled hallways of the school and couldn't have been explosions. Well, it turns out that there were some. We talked to a doctor earlier today that was in the ER in Swedish Medical Center, and he said that one of the victims we'd heard about early today, we reported this around the noon hour, that had come in with presumably about 8 gunshot wounds in the chest area. That turned out to be shrapnel, presumably then from one of these items exploding or from some of the pieces in the school there that had ricocheted off there's so much damage given the explosions and the gunshots. So that's the latest from the scene. Bertha?
All right, thank you very much, Mitch Jelniker, reporting live from out at Columbine. We do have crews throughout the metro area, one of those crews being one of those reporters, 7 News reporter Lance Hernandez.
He is standing by for us, Lance, at the memorial service still at Light of the World.
Yes, that memorial service just ended a few moments ago, and with me are some students from Columbine High School who attended that memorial service. We're going to speak with just a few of them. Can I ask your name, sir?
Yeah, it's BJ Secord.
Were you in school today?
Yes, I was.
All right, why was it important for you to be at the service tonight?
Just to kind of like set in and with all your friends and just realize what happened. And because I still can't believe it happened in our school. I mean, it was just a complete shock. I don't understand how it happened or why it happened.
It's going to take a long time to deal with. Can I ask your name, sir?
Tyson Kanapke.
Were you in school when this happened?
Yes.
What did you see? What did you hear?
I just heard like gunshots and that's it and stuff like that. Just
You know you've lost some classmates or possibly even friends in that.
yes.
Your thoughts about attending the service tonight?
Just to be with friends like you said, and just I never thought that this stuff would happen to Columbine. Never thought any of this stuff would happen.
Good enough. Your name, sir?
I'm Dan Moorbacher.
Okay, you were in school for quite a few hours.
Yeah, I was in for the whole time in the science room.
Did you hear or see anything?
I heard gunshots in the room next to me, got a bullet hole in it, so I was scared.
Your mom and dad, your parents must have been worried.
Yeah, they were really scared. Happy to see me.
And it was important for you to come here tonight, too.
Yeah, I just wanted to help pray for the people who are still wounded and help out with, I don't know, just know everything that was, I can't believe it.
Your name, sir?
Chad Crandall.
All right. And tell me, what was the service like?
Well, it was just like people talking and trying to help us get through this, just to like feel better, and because we don't really know how to deal with it, and we haven't really realized how bad it is yet.
I spoke with a number of students who said that it really hasn't sunk in yet. I mean, I don't know if they're going to have school tomorrow. I can't imagine that they will, but can you imagine going back to that school and attending classes there knowing that mass shooting happened there?
I can't imagine. It would be hard to go back, just thinking about what went on in there.
Are students trying to help each other here tonight outside of the memorial service?
Yeah. Like all of us, we're going over to a friend's house just to hang out and just think about what happened today.
I appreciate your time. You guys, thank you. Over here at Light of the World Catholic Church, a memorial service has just ended. A number of students from Columbine High School were here, as well as students from other Jefferson County public schools, staff members. We spoke with one kindergarten teacher. She was at one of the elementary schools where some of those students from the high school were evacuated and where parents were told to go pick them up. She said they had to calm the kindergartners down today and to try to just get their minds off what was going on when they saw all the commotion, all the flashing lights outside, and as well as the news media presence. So it's not just the students at Columbine High School that have to deal with this, but an entire community. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Lance. And also, just to let you know, Lance, Jefferson County Schools has told us they will not be having classes tomorrow for K through 12. Once again, Jefferson County school officials have told us they will not be having classes for students K through 12. Obviously, there's a lot of grief counseling that needs to go on. Police obviously still need to stay within Columbine High School and do the work they need to do. So there's a lot that needs to be done, and classes off tomorrow for Jefferson County schools.
You know, it's been almost a year since the last school violence incident, and since that time, schools around the country, districts around the country have taken some steps to try to prevent this sort of thing from happening in their locales. Metal detectors and surveillance cameras have gone up in hallways. What used to be considered an idle threat now is passed to the principal's office and then to the police station. Special events such as proms and graduations have been postponed based on reports that have been made by students, things that they've seen or heard. So there's a lot of fallout from the school violence that started in October of '97. There have been a number of incidents, the most recent one being May 21st in Springfield, Oregon, and now we have this incident at Columbine High School.
We certainly do, and we've mentioned it time and time again. This is community-wide. Tom Green joins us right now. This has even touched the sports community, has it not?
Sure, at about this time, we were supposed to have 50, 60,000 people out at Coors Field and at McNichols Arena for basketball and baseball tonight. Of course, as we've been telling you for quite some time, the Rockies' 6 o'clock game with the Montreal Expos postponed. That'll be made up in August. The Nuggets' 7 o'clock game with the Portland Trail Blazers has been postponed. No makeup date scheduled for that one yet. The Avalanche have been talking to the National Hockey League. They will not have a decision on tomorrow's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs until sometime tomorrow. Now, if you've never been behind the scenes at a sporting event, players arrive very early, get into their locker rooms and clubhouses, and they hang around, they get taped and all, but they watch television And it had quite an impact today in the clubhouses and locker rooms of both the Portland Trail Blazers, the Denver Nuggets, also the Montreal Expos, and the Colorado Rockies. As a matter of fact, Shane Andrews, the Expos' third baseman, when he found out that the game was postponed, said, quote, "I couldn't have played. I had a hard time just being on the field. Thinking about it makes me sick." And Jerry McMorris said it was very simple for him. It is not right for us to play. Our players don't want to play, and nobody in the organization wants to play. Our hearts and prayers go out to the family. I had a chance to speak with Dan Issel this afternoon as the situation was evolving. He has a friend with 2 children who go to Columbine High School, and as of 3:30, he had heard, Dan Issel's friend had heard from one of his children, but hadn't heard from the other. And Dan says, "I don't even know what you can say." And it's obviously very clear that what has happened today at Columbine High School, by postponing games, are rather insignificant, but the impact it has on players and people in these organizations, very similar to the impact it has on everyone in this community, very strong.
Now, what time tomorrow might we hear about the Avs' intentions for the playoff game tomorrow?
I'm sure it'll be a very early decision. Obviously, it's operating to some extent on New York time, so I would say it'd be before breakfast, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. They'll have a determination on whether or not they're going to play hockey tomorrow night at Big Mac. It's an 8 o'clock start tomorrow night.
We'll, of course, have that information for everybody. Yep.
Certainly the professional leagues are impacted by this, Tom, and it's not just impacting our community. There are reverberations, and you were telling us about the reaction, the frantic reaction in Springfield, Oregon.
At Thurston High School in Springfield, Oregon.
That's where the incident was last May, and now we're hearing about reaction from Jonesboro, Arkansas, another notorious shooting there on March 24th of last year. The deadly school shootings here in Colorado brought back some disturbing memories today for Arkansans who lost relatives and friends in last year's school shooting in Jonesboro. Quoting somebody, you just instantly think back to what happened in your own life last year, and you feel for the families and what they are about to go through. So imagine these people now a year removed from their own tragedies, just beginning probably to heal a little bit about their painful losses, and now to have this all brought up again and dredged up.
I'm certain they are getting flashbacks, and that is something that the grief counselors here have to worry about, because this is not something that's going to go away in the next day or the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months. We are talking about a lifetime process for all of this this grief to find its way out of our systems. We're going to go live now to Mitch Jelniker, who's out at Columbine High School right now. Mitch, what's the latest out there?
We hope to get another update from police in about 6 or 7 minutes here, and it'll allow me to peer over my shoulder, and I'm trying to seek out the main person, and they still seem to be talking over there with the at the command post. We should get some more information. They're promising us an update at the bottom of each hour, so the next one should be at approximately 8:30. That would be from Steve Davis from the Jefferson County Police Department, or Jefferson County Police and Public Information Office, to give us the latest of what's going on. We hope to glean from them whether or not the SWAT team has finished its sweep, one of many, through the school, trying to find some of those explosive devices and get rid of those, so the investigators can then move in, as would be also the coroners would also move in and be able to do some of their work tonight. The 2 suspects, the bodies are still inside, because as we mentioned earlier, the SWAT team has relayed out to police outside that there are either explosive devices on the bodies of Eric Harris and Dylan Keybold, the suspects in this case, or they're very close to them, and they may in fact be booby-trapped. There have been some other booby traps found in the school, and knapsacks or lockers or in various places. Also in each one of the suspects' cars are cars believed to be those of the suspects, and also some explosive making materials, if not devices, at the suspects' homes, which they found as they were executing some search warrants this afternoon. So we hope to get an update in the next few minutes about what goes on here and what the next phase of the process. But again, you can see over my shoulder all the lights in place. Again, a clear indication that this is a command post that won't be taken down anytime tonight, and maybe perhaps not for the next couple of days. So this is here on Pierce. You're essentially looking south down that way near Bowles, and I still don't see any traffic here at Bowles at Pierce, and that would be roughly about 6 blocks or so east of Wadsworth, to give you an idea where we are, where Columbine High School is. I have also talked to a few people that have walked by, although most of the citizens have gone back to their homes, I think, to be with one another. That even people that are just even near this area or in the next county have even had some of their students and their schools being locked down today. I know I checked on my kids from our school, and I've talked to several friends, and they said that at their school, their kids, regardless of kindergarten or high school or junior high, wherever they are, their schools too, although not having any involvement in this, just to be safe, were locked down today until we understood fully what we had on our hands here. And of course, police are still trying to piece that together because, again, it's unbelievable why anybody would even think of doing anything even remotely like this. So lots of things to be answered.
We are all asking those questions. Thank you very much. We do have some information we'd like to pass along to everybody. Let's put up a map of the Jefferson County school, Columbine High School, if we can, to show you exactly where this all took place. As you are looking at this map, we do need to tell you that Jefferson County School District officials have just called us. Earlier in the day, they had said they had canceled all of classes for all of Jefferson County schools for tomorrow. They have now since changed their minds. They say that tomorrow only classes at Columbine High School will be canceled. Once again, earlier they said that all classes throughout Jefferson County schools will be canceled. They have just called us and said they want to change that to only cancellation of classes at Columbine High School.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sean. We also want to just go back to this issue of Hitler's birthday. 7 News has confirmed April 20th, 1889 was the date that Adolf Hitler was born. This would have been his 110th birthday. And that has come up in the discussions of the investigation of this case as to possible motive. We are not sure, but we wanted to let you know that that birth date was April 20th, 1889. Let's go back out now to Lance Hernandez, who is standing by at Light of the World Church. Lance?
This is where they had a huge church service a little bit earlier this evening. We were told there were upwards of 1,500 to 2,000 people. It is over. We've talked to a number of the students who have left. Many of them still hurting. With me right now is Dr. Harriet Hall. She is the CEO of the Jefferson Center for Mental Health. And Dr. Hall, there are going to be a lot of people who need help.
There certainly are. I think that, of course, all of the folks who were in the school are going to need help, but the people who heard about it, who watched on TV, people who knew people there's a lot of hurting people in the metro area tonight.
And how is this going to manifest itself in different ways?
I think there's all kinds of ways that stress, which is what people have been through, manifests itself. People shouldn't be surprised if they can't sleep tonight, if they have nightmares. One of the most important things for them to do is talk. If people seem to need to talk about it over and over and over, that's fine. That's what you should encourage. Worry more if people aren't talking, if they become withdrawn. And if you can't get them to talk to you, why folks ought to be talking to them and talking about how they're feeling as well as what they've been through.
And different people process this stuff different ways.
That's very true. Some people will pull into themselves and some people will need to talk about it. Some people will have very serious symptoms that'll be very obvious, and some people will really hide it. The folks who went through this the most are really going to need to talk to somebody tomorrow. We will be doing counseling here at the church that people can come to all day tomorrow. Which is a very important time. Folks may be deciding, well, you know, that was yesterday and I'm going to tough it out, but the day after is a really very vital time for people to talk, for people to get counseling and to get help.
Briefly tell people what Jefferson Center is.
Jefferson Center is a private not-for-profit community mental health center. It's the community mental health center that serves Jefferson, Gilpin, and Clear Creek counties. We have a number of different facilities all over the area, including one about a mile from here close to Southwest Plaza. Okay, and
you just mentioned a minute ago that you're going to be here at this church, Light of the World Catholic Church, helping anybody that needs help tomorrow. So they don't have to worry. Is this a free service tomorrow?
This is a free service tomorrow. People can show up. They can come in. They can also come to our offices, and we'll mobilize to help people there also if that's more convenient. I think there will be people who don't even live in this area who watch this, people who know people here who are going to need some help, and they can call us. Our phone number is 425-0300 for folks who need to call.
And for people who have never been through this before, how can they emote? What if they just want to kind of break the ice and say, I don't know what to say, but I just need help?
Well, a hug is a really good thing. Just saying, how are you feeling? Or just starting to talk about how somebody else is feeling. All of those things will help to break the ice and get somebody going. Because talking about it is really the important thing.
And the hours tomorrow?
The hours tomorrow are 9 to 1 and 12 to 4. There'll be different groups here, and 3 to 9. So there'll be three different sessions. If people show up other times than those hours, there'll be somebody here to help them get what they need.
All right, this isn't necessarily one-on-one counseling then, it's more of a group session?
This will be groups of people, right? If somebody needs one-on-one counseling, why, they can get that. But one of the things that we found is that after an incident of stress like this, particularly an incident of stress that's involved other people, the support that people get from other people, the fact of being in a group, hearing what other people have to say, that's often what it takes to get people talking and to get people in touch with how they're feeling. They generally first need to talk about what they've been through before they can get to talking about the feelings, and hearing somebody else talk about that things often helps other folks to get in touch with what they need to also.
I thank you, Dr. Hall. Again, if you need those services tomorrow, they'll be available here at Light of the World Catholic Church starting at 9 in the morning through about 9 in the evening, different sessions. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Lance, and our thanks to Dr. Hall. That was wonderful information about how to break through to some of those students who have been traumatized by what happened today out at Columbine.
We're going to check in again with 7 News anchor Mitch Jelniker, as we have been doing throughout the day. He's standing by live near Columbine High School. Mitch, I understand you have some interviews out there.
I do indeed, Sean. I'm standing here with Nathan and Stephanie, and they go to nearby Bear Creek High School. They don't go to the Columbine High, but you knew some folks that go to school here. Is that right?
Right. My 2 best friends go here, so... And I didn't talk to him for a while today, and I was kind of going crazy, and I finally talked to him, and I've been crying all day, and I got a hold of one of them, and I cried with her, and they're both going through a really hard time, and I just want to be here for them, and that's why we're starting the memorial, and he has the card to read.
Yeah, and so Nathan, you brought some flowers and whatnot to bring to this site?
Yes. Try and make all the families and friends feel a little bit better. I mean, you can't feel much better after what happened today, but in a little note I wrote, it says, "These flowers are given to those whose lives ended today. 1 tulip for each of the 23 who died, and the bouquet for the families and the injured and the friends of the lost. Good wishes. We love you all, the Bakeisens."
Well, we thank you for doing that. And did you leave those in any particular spot, or leave them here at the park?
We're going to leave them, I guess, up here on the hill, wherever we can. So if people want to add to it, please feel free.
Okay. Well, we thank you all for coming out. And tell me, in your school today, was it locked down for a while?
Yeah, it was locked down. They wouldn't let anyone leave, and they wouldn't tell us what was going on for a while. And then we were watching TV all day, and the only way we could leave was if our parents came and got us, and we'd have to leave our cars there. So I left at about 2 o'clock and tried to get a hold of my friends, and I didn't get a hold of one of them until about 6 o'clock, and I still haven't talked to the other one, but he's okay.
And the one you did speak with, did they hear or see anything? How did they describe the scene?
She said that she had gone to lunch. They were walking down to the cafeteria, and they turned around and said, "Well, let's go out to lunch today." And they went out to lunch, and she came back, and I guess all the police officers had arrived, and she got her sister, and they left. And she said she's been glued to the news for like 7 hours. So.
Well, we thank you all for joining us and for bringing the flowers. I know that'll mean a lot to the folks out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Nathan and Stephanie, again, a couple of students from Bear Creek High School, not far from here. They did not attend here, but knew a couple people that did, and just felt the need, as so many people have today, at least come by this area, and they were hoping to leave some flowers. Although we're still a few blocks from the school itself, for obvious reasons, for the police line around it, they still wanted to be near here and just leave something for the families and for the neighborhood and for the students and the teachers that attend here.
Mitch, this is affecting a lot of people. You could really hear the emotion in their voices.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, this is the kind of thing that, you watch on the news and may happen someplace else. It usually doesn't happen in your backyard. It doesn't happen in your town, your metro area. And you think of Littleton. I mean, President Clinton even said that today. He's been to Littleton. I mean, this is not what you would, if you had to make a list of places it might happen, you would hope it wouldn't happen anywhere. This wouldn't be among them. And so you never know. And I think it's that very element of not knowing that this brings fear up into everybody's hearts, and regardless of where you live, because now all of a sudden that security has been shaken a bit. The places you thought maybe were safe, a school, a pleasant town like this, a great state like this may not be the case. I'm looking over my shoulder here, and I can see that Steve Davis with the Jeffco Police Department is stepping up to the microphone for our latest briefing. Let's see if we can punch over to that if we can. Again, it's Steve Davis.
Right now, there's not a whole lot of update. The bomb teams are still working on explosive devices, and that's going to take some time for them to get those taken care of before the final SWAT team can go in. There have been very many sweeps by the SWAT teams, but it's my understanding that once the bomb teams have disabled everything that they think might be a device, there will be one last SWAT team sweep after that, where a bomb team member will go with each SWAT team through the building. And once that is completed, then the investigators can start their investigation. I spoke briefly with the coroner, and she advised me that right now they're trying to piece together some information. They're trying to match kids who are unaccounted for with what they were wearing, and trying to speak to some parents and coordinate that information to hopefully identify some of the victims that are inside. But the coroner has not been inside. None of the investigators have been inside at this point. We're still standing by waiting for the bomb team to tell us that it's safe for everybody to go in. We'll take just a few questions. I really, like I said, I don't have much update at this time, but just a couple questions, and then we do have the names. I'm just waiting for the okay to release those.
How many victims are there inside that have not been accounted for?
How many?
As far as their identification?
That's unknown. That's unknown.
What is the latest count? Can we get a definitive count?
The latest I've heard is at least 25 victims. It could, and I wouldn't be surprised. I hate to say 25 and be concrete on it, because it may end up at 20 or 21, or it could be higher. But there's no concrete number at this time.
Steve, do we know how many of these were teachers?
No, I don't know how many were students and how many were faculty. That's unknown right now. Haven't heard a word at all, except for here.
Is there any motive? Have you come up with any motive yet for this?
I haven't heard of any motive. I heard some speculation that the group was that it was in conjunction with the birthday of Adolf Hitler. That was one of the speculations that I heard.
Which is April 20th.
Yeah.
Do you have a number?
Of the victims?
No, of the suspects.
Of the suspects? I still don't know that we've contacted parents of the suspects.
Something that had been floating was that some of the students in the library were shot execution style. Can you characterize?
I think where that came from is some of the SWAT team members felt like it, at least they thought it looked like possibly some of the kids had crawled under desks to avoid what was going on, and that maybe they were shot or hurt from the explosion, killed from the explosion, while they were underneath desks or underneath tables or cubicles.
So it's possible that some of the victims have died as a result of injuries that weren't shot?
Correct. That's correct. We feel like it was some type of pipe bomb explosion, at least one, if not more, inside the school.
How many bombs did you decide?
There are at least 2 more outside in vehicles, and there are devices with the suspects, either on their body or right next to their body. How many with the suspects, I'm not sure.
Are the people who are